Hello and welcome to the Knowledge Catalog. This is the 11th episode in this series, Earth and Space Science 9 of the Knowledge Catalog. It is divided into the following parts. The first part is a discussion on El Nino and La Nina. And then the second part is a summative test, which is comprised of multiple choices. And then the last part is a pre-assessment, which is comprised of multiple choices as well. So this episode is going to be comprised of so many items to answer. So I hope that you prepare your science notebook or a piece of paper and a pencil nearby. So the learning competencies that we will be trying to finish or master in this episode are going to be the following. Learning competency number 6, which is describe certain climatic phenomena that occur on a global level. And then learning competency number 7, which is infer the characteristics of stars based on the characteristics of the sun. If you want to follow through with your learner's module, you can open it in Unit 3, Module 2, pages 56 to 59, and Unit 3, Module 3, pages 1 to 3. Let's begin. For the discussion, let us talk about El Nino and La Nina. So what you see now in this photo right here, it's the Pacific Ocean during El Nino. So this is the Philippines. We are localizing it into the country. Okay. So we will be experiencing warmer air temperature. Okay. Again, we experience warmer temperature during the period of El Nino. Okay. So if along the Western Pacific, where the Philippines is, and the Central Pacific, in the Eastern Pacific, you see that there is this accumulation of warm temperature. Okay? The temperature right here is warmer. The winds from the east become weak. Okay? Yung mga trade winds, they become weak, and they are unable to push warm water towards the Western Pacific. Okay, so that results to warm water scattering over the Central Pacific. So the clouds form away from the Philippines. So the country is going to receive less rain, less precipitation. El Nino is the warm phase of the El Nino Southern Oscillation, or ENSO. It is a natural phenomenon characterized as the inability of weak trade winds from the Eastern Pacific to push warm water towards the west. Kaya napo-form again yung mga clouds sa may Central Pacific lang. Hindi sila tumutuloy sa Western Pacific where the Philippines is. So El Nino can last for up to 8 to 12 months. So medyo matagal siya. And it can happen every 2 to 7 years. So the strongest El Nino events may happen every 10 to 15 years. So there is a possibility of that to happen. Now, the Philippines may experience less rain. Okay, mas konti yung pag-uulan sa atin, and warmer temperatures that may rise up for up to 0.5 degrees Celsius higher than the usual temperature in the country. Ayan. So, the effects of the El Nino are the following. So, obviously, affected ang ating agriculture sector. It may experience low productivity and increased pests due to low soil moisture. Napakababa ng soil moisture kasi nga napakadalang ng ulan. Okay, so matatamaan talaga ang agricultural sector. The second one are households. They are going to be prone to water shortage, putting much pressure to groundwater extraction. Yung ating water shortage, it's brought about by the really warm and really dry period of El Nino. Ayan, kaya sobrang init. Now, various marine resources as well, they're affected by widespread fish kill and even red tide. So, kung di napapansin yan, usually kapag tag-init talaga, dun nagkakaroon ng red tide. Okay? And since El Nino is isang malawakang pag-init ng panahon sa Pilipinas, talaga expect din natin na ang red tide, it's going to be one of the problems we need to face. And then generally, human health is going to be put at risk for tropical diseases such as malaria, dengue, and skin diseases, as well as foodborne infections like salmonellosis. Ayan, so ang malaria, ang dengue, at ang mga skin diseases na usually typical of tropical countries, ayan, you call them tropical diseases actually, magiging laganap na naman during El Nino. The second phase of the ENSO is called La Nina. Okay, so merong cooler wind, merong cooler, this area in the Eastern Pacific will become cooler at mas magiging matindi naman. Malakas naman ang trade winds. Kanina, mahina ang trade winds. Ngayon, malakas naman siya. Kaya ang nangyayari is napupush papunta sa country natin, sa Western Pacific, yung mga clouds. So, mas nakaka-receive tayo na mas maraming rain. La Nina is called to be the cooler phase of ENSO. When it occurs, it lasts for up to 1 to 3 years. So, sobrang tagal. It happens every 3 to 4 years. So, ganun naman yung intervals niya. So, there is generally a colder temperature that can range for up to negative 0.5 degrees Celsius. So, sa El Nino, pwedeng madagdagan ng around 0.5 degrees Celsius yung ating temperatura. Pero kapag naman La Nina, pwede siya mabawasan ng around 0.5 degrees Celsius. And the Philippines will be experiencing more rainfall because trade winds mula sa Eastern Pacific nagiging, matindi. Mas nagiging strong sila. Okay? It pushes precipitation, yung clouds, papunta sa ating bansa. Ayun. Ito yung mga ilan sa mga effects ng La Nina. So, yung pinakauna na dyan is it can lead to flooding of agricultural lands, which also brings forth new pests and diseases for the crops. Since maraming ang pag-uulan, napakataas ng precipitation levels tuwing season ng La Nina, may problema tayo sa pagbabaha. And yung problema ng pagbabaha nagiging worse sa mga areas na malapit sa mga dam. Okay, kasi nag-overflow talaga sila. Ang mga dams at ang mga ilog, ang mga rivers, nagiging flooded sila. Ayun. So that's another problem. Another one is kung kanina merong mga tropical diseases na nagiging laganap tuwing panahon ng El Nino. We also have those kinds of diseases called waterborne diseases such as cholera, leptospirosis, and schistosomiasis, okay, which can threaten human health. Ang pinaka-familiar sa atin dyan is leptospirosis. Talagang yan, binabalaan talaga ang publiko every single time, lalo ng DOH o ng Department of Health, na kapag bumabaha, huwag tayong basta-basta lulusong. Kailangan i-make sure natin na we are wearing protective boots, tapos dapat di tayo lulusong sa baha nang mayroon tayong mga sugat sa paa kasi we are exposing ourselves to greater risk of leptospirosis. Also, strong waves sa mga shores, they can cause erosion, while landslides can also happen in selected elevated areas tulad ng mga bundok. Halimbawa, dito sa Bundok Arayat, napaka-prone ng bandang Orchard Village, yung bandang nasa taas. Napaka-prone nila sa mga landslides kasi medyo matataas na talaga yung mga lugar doon. Ayun, so yan yung mga effects ng El Nino. Yan yung characteristics at saka yung effects ng El Nino at La Nina. Okay, so now I hope na ready ka na for your summative assessment. So this summative assessment is intended for the whole module. Okay, so i-assess natin kung ano na yung natutunan mo. Okay, so for the first question, why do mountain climbers bring thick jackets when they go up the mountain? A. Temperature increases as the altitude increases. B. Temperature decreases as the altitude increases. C. The altitude increases as the temperature increases. And D. The altitude decreases as the temperature increases. Sige, go ahead. Answer this question. Question number 2. What will happen if there is too much carbon dioxide in the atmosphere? Is it A. Greenhouse effect occurs? B. Temperature increases? C. Water vapor condenses? Or D. Climate changes? Question number 3. Why does cloud formation disappear as the air moves slowly towards the leeward side of a mountain? A. The air condenses as it moves to the leeward side. B. The amount of water vapor is not enough. C. The temperature becomes lower. Or D. There is too much water vapor. Question number 4. Which condition happens during the La Nina phenomenon? A. Air pressure in the Western Pacific increases. B. Air pressure in the Western Pacific decreases. C. Upwelling of cold water is blocked. D. trade wind becomes stronger? Question number 5. It refers to the atmospheric condition of a place over a long period of time. A. Climate. B. Monsoon. C. Weather. D. Topography. Question number 6. Which side of the mountain often receives the most precipitation? A. Leeward side. B. Windward side. C. Range shadow. D. Peak. Question number 7. Which is the best practice to reduce the effects of climate change? A. Livestock raising. B. Burning fossil fuel. C. Organic farming. Or D. Car manufacturing. Question number 8. Which of the following shows the effect of climate change? A. Rising of sea level. B. Deforestation of the forest. C. Coastal erosion in some places. Or is it D. Siltation of bodies of water? Question number 9. During summer, many people visit Baguio because of the cold weather. What do you think makes Baguio cold? Okay, so is it A. Latitude, B. Topography, C. Altitude, or is it D. Distance from ocean? Question number 9. Question number 10. Why do places at the same latitude but different altitudes have different climates? A. Amount of heat received varies. B. Amount of precipitation differs. C. Higher altitudes have lower temperature. Or is it D. Higher altitudes have higher temperature? It is now time for us to check your work. Okay, so I hope you're ready. Make sure that you have a different color of a pen para di ka malito sa pag-check mo ng paper mo. And I am going to give you now the period wherein you can parang finalize your answers. Okay, so have you decided to proceed with those answers? Let us check them. The answer to question number 1 is B. Temperature decreases as the altitude increases. Ang temperature yung nag-a-adjust. Okay, siya yung nagbabago kapag nagbabago ang altitude. Okay, so kapag halimbawa tumataas ang altitude, nagiging mababa yung ating temperatura. Question number 2, the answer is A. Greenhouse effect occurs. Kapag mayroon masyadong maraming carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, nangyayari ang greenhouse effect. Actually, meron namang talagang carbon dioxide sa ating atmosphere, okay? Kaya nangyayari pa rin ang greenhouse effect. Yun nga lang, dito sa question na to, tinatanong din niya kung paano kung sobra. Okay, so ganun din. Nangyayari pa rin ang greenhouse effect. Okay? Question number 3. The amount of water vapor is not enough. That is the answer to this question. So, nawawala yung mga clouds as they move towards the leeward side of the mountain kasi hindi enough yung water vapor para makaabot doon. Question number 4, the answer is D, trade wind becomes stronger. Remember, yan ang nangyayari sa La Nina. Mas nagiging strong yung trade wind. Sa El Nino naman, nagiging weak siya. Ay, sa La Nina, since matindi, strong, malakas yung trade wind, napupush niya yung mga clouds towards the Philippines. Sa El Nino naman, weak lang yung trade wind, kaya hindi yun napupush yung mga clouds towards the Philippines. Yun, ganun siya. Question number 5, the answer is A, climate. So, no more need for explanation. Alam mo na yan. Question number 6, windward side. So, yan yung side ng mountain na nakaka-receive ng mas mataas na precipitation. Okay, next. Question number 7, the answer is C, organic farming. Kasi livestock raising really is demanding of energy. Yun namang burning of fossil fuel, it is also demanding energy. And then car manufacturing is also demanding of energy. So ang organic farming lang ang hindi. Okay, you can hear our dog. Okay, medyo nagpapapansin siya. Okay. Question number 8. Which of the following shows the effect of climate change? A, the rising of sea level. B. Deforestation of forest. C. Coastal erosion in some places. And D. Siltation of bodies of water. And among these options, it is very obvious that A, okay, is the most obvious effect of climate change. Okay. Question number 9, the answer is C, altitude. Mas mataas kasi yung place ng Baguio. Okay, yung talampas. Kaya, yan, mas malamig doon. At yung factor doon is altitude. Question number 10, the answer is C, higher altitudes have lower temperature. So, no more need to explain this. Okay? So, how much did you get? So for my students, I want you to report your scores on the upper right-hand corner of your sheets of paper. And do not forget that you are supposed to post them in Edmodo. Okay? Okay. So for the next and last part of this session, this is a pre-assessment for the next module, which is about the constellations. So I would like you to first finalize your score. And then, move on to writing pre-assessment, multiple choices. This is still 10 items, okay? Okay, so ito, test natin kung hanggang saan yung alam nyo so far, okay? Okay, so for the first question, alin sa mga stars na to ang pinakamainit? Just choose from among these options. Question number 2, alin naman dyan sa mga stars na yan ang pinakakahawig ng sun natin? May mga manok dito sa area ko. And then question number 3, which star is the coolest? Alin naman siya yung pinaka-cool? Okay. Question number 4, how do stars appear to move in the night sky? Okay, clue ko lang sa'yo, yung halimbawa, yung sun, okay, paano siya nag-appear in our night sky? Is it from east to west? Okay, that's another, Is it from north to south? Is it from west to east? Or is it from south to north? Okay, question number 5. The stars appear to move in the sky because A, the Earth is rotating on its axis, B, the universe is expanding, C, the night sky is rotating, and D, new galaxies are formed. And then, question number 6, if you are located in the North Pole, where will you see the Polaris? A, is it overhead? B, just above the horizon? C, around 45 degrees from the horizon? Or is it D, Polaris will not be seen in the North Pole? Question number 7, which constellation is prominently seen in the sky during summer? A, Orion, B, Pegasus, C, Hercules, or is it D, Virgo? Question number 8, based on the apparent magnitude, which of the following stars is the brightest? A, Alpha Centauri, B, Betelgeuse, C, Rigel, or is it D, Sirius? Next question, question number 9. Why do stars have colors? A, it is because of the presence of oxygen. B, it is because of the presence of carbon dioxide. C, it is because of their varied temperatures. Or is it D, it is because of their different locations? Nga ba may kulay sila, no? Question number 10. Stars can be found in large groups throughout the universe. What are these groups called? A, solar system, B, comets, C, constellations, or is it D, asteroids? Okay, I'll be giving you a moment to finalize your answers. Make sure okay na kayo sa mga sagot niyo yan. Do not worry, the pre-assessment's aim is just to know kung hanggang saan na ba yung alam mo about this topic. So, okay lang kahit magkamali ka. Okay? Okay, let's check your work. Okay, so for the first question, the answer is D. It's the blue one. For question number 2, the answer is B, the yellow one. Yung sun, yung ating araw, kanyang kulay ay yellow. Okay. Number 3, the answer is A, red. So blue yung pinakamainit, pinaka-cool naman yung red. Number 4, from east to west. Okay, parang ano rin natin, parang ang sun. Kasi, syempre, ang star din naman ang sun. So, it rises from the east, it sets, okay, in the west. Question number 5, the answer is, the Earth is rotating on its axis. Kaya, ayan, parang nagbo-move yung mga stars. Question number 6, the Polaris, since it is the northern star, it is overhead. Okay, directly overhead kapag nasa North Pole ka. Question number 7, ang constellation na Virgo is prominently seen kapag summer. Question number 7, based on apparent magnitude or yung kung paano sila nakikita from planet Earth, ang pinakamaliwanag is Sirius. Question number 9, okay, ang mga stars, they have colors because of their different temperatures. So kanina may red, di ba? May white, may blue, may yellow. Meron silang kulay dahil sa mga temperatures nila. Ayan. Question number 10, the last question. The groups of stars are we call them constellations. Okay. Ayan. So yeah, how did you do? I hope that you don't cheat your low score if ever low man yung score mo as a sign na ayun, that as a bad sign. Actually, at least 'di ba we know kung ano i-improve natin, right? Right. Alright, so now I would like you to report your scores on the upper right-hand corner of your sheets of paper. And do not forget, if you're my student, you have to post your work in Edmodo. Okay? Okay. So this is session number 11 of the Earth and Space Science 9 series of the Knowledge Catalog. So we're done with the learning competency number 6, and we're about to start with learning competency number 7. We were able to finish in this video the following parts of the session. So first, we were able to finish our discussion about El Nino and La Nina, and then we were able to finish a summative assessment that is comprised of multiple choices, and we were also able to finish the pre-assessment for module 3, which is also comprised of multiple choices. And so this is Sir CJ, and that was the chicken of our neighbor and the dog of our neighbor. Yung pala sa neighbor namin yun. And I hope that we will see you, kaming tatlo, in the next video in this series. I hope that you're having a good day.